What's up guys, Jeff from Sorta Healthy here. Someone recently commented something on a video like, how do you schedule your clients and collect payments? My initial reaction to that comment was something like, well, I just do it. Duh. That stuff is the easy part of the job. The more I thought about it though, the more I realized that scheduling clients and collecting payments was actually a great topic for a video. Both of these things seem simple on the surface, but to be honest, they're not. Not only that, but if you can't efficiently schedule clients and collect payments, literally nothing else matters. You truly won't be able to make a living as an independent trainer if you get this part wrong. So in this video, I'll be sharing the tools and strategies that will best help you to schedule clients and get paid at various points in your training career. Whether you're just starting out as an independent trainer or you've got your own studio, I've got you covered. Before we get into all that, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. That support really helps out the channel and that allows me to keep making free content for all of you. Thank you so much for the continued support, everyone. Without you guys, none of this would be possible. So I'll be breaking today's video into 3 parts or 3 separate categories. In the first part, I'll be focusing on solopreneurs and how they should be scheduling their clients and collecting payments. A solopreneur is just an entrepreneur who works alone, which that's what you'd be as a trainer going independent. I'll also be sharing what you should consider doing at later points in your career to grow your business and streamline your systems. After that, I'll just be going over some good general practices that I think pretty much all trainers should follow when it comes to scheduling and collecting payments. So let's say that you've just decided that it's time to quit that mediocre gym job and go off on your own. You'll be doing your own thing, making your own rules, or in other words, running your own business. How should you go about scheduling your clients? Well, if we're being realistic at this point in time, your objectives should be to 1. Get the ball rolling, and 2. Keep your expenses low. You're not going to be raking in the clients right away. It's almost certainly going to be a slow build in the beginning. Because it will be a slow start and because you'll want to keep those overhead costs low, you'll want to avoid the fancier options like Mindbody at this stage. To be honest, you might always want to avoid Mindbody, but more on that later. At this point where your business is newer, or even if you've been around for a while but you're trying to keep things simple, there really is no better option than Google Calendar. I used Google Calendar for my entire first year in business, and it works exactly like you'd expect. It's simple and effective, and it's free, which really is amazing. On Google Calendar, you can set up things like reoccurring appointments, which I'd highly recommend setting those up for clients whenever possible. If a client wants to book their appointments week to week, that's also easy on Google Calendar. Everything is drag and drop. I'll be honest, I don't even think there's a close second option for starting trainers when it comes to scheduling. Just go with Google Calendar. When it comes to collecting payments in the beginning, there's a few different options. I've used a good handful of different things over the years, but the 2 that worked the best for me in the beginning were Stripe and Square. For me, Stripe was the best when I was trying to sell something online, which for a while I did give clients the option to pay for services online. Honestly though, Square is probably the best when it comes to charging clients if you're running a very small in-person operation. It's incredibly easy to use. You can design packages and options quickly on your phone, and then you can seamlessly charge your clients from there. You can also get some really good metrics through the Square website as well. This makes doing your own taxes very easy, which is huge when you run your own business. Of course, it also makes it easy to see exactly how much money you're making, and it helps you see which of your offerings are selling and which ones aren't. If I could go back in time and give my past self some advice on all of this, I'd have 4 things to say. 1. Use Google Calendar for scheduling until your business grows significantly. 2. Use Stripe for online sales. The 2.9% plus 30-cent fee is much better than what you'll pay to use Square in the same way. 3. Use Square for in-person purchases and make sure you're using the swipe feature. The swipe feature from Square is incredibly easy to use, and you only have to pay 2.6% of the transaction plus 10 cents. This is significantly better than what you'd get with Stripe swipes. 4. Charge people a processing fee if they're going to pay with a card. I didn't do this initially and ate the cost of all those processing fees. This adds up fast when you're selling thousands of dollars of personal training. Now I charge my clients a 2.5% fee if they pay by card. This is legal to do in most places, but check your local state laws before you do this yourself. Okay, so now that we've covered how you should start out scheduling clients and collecting payments, what should you do when your business starts to grow? And I don't mean a tiny bit of growth, I mean a substantial amount of growth. First, let me share a few things that I think would represent a significant amount of growth, aka stick with Google Calendar, Square, and Stripe if you're not here yet. 1. You'll be adding employees or other independent contractors to your operation soon. 2. You're starting to add multiple services to your business. We're talking things like small group training, massage therapy, assisted stretching, etc. 3. You're very booked up and your clients are paying a fair price for your services and you need software that can help you streamline your business a bit. If you work for yourself and you're experiencing any of those 3 things, or you will be soon, it's time to consider one of the specialized all-in-one options. So we've got a few contenders to consider here. Mindbody is probably the most well-known in fitness circles, and for good reason. It works very well. You also have lesser-known options like Acuity, Wellness Living, Vagaro, and Square actually has a scheduling app too. I myself have used all 5 of these scheduling and payment processing softwares, and there's really a few features that I look for in particular. 1. The iPhone and Android app needs to be simple and easy to use. If it takes too long to fumble through menus and book my client for their next session, that's a deal breaker for me. Unfortunately, when I tried out Wellness Living back in 2019 and 2020, the app was a disaster. It barely worked and it almost killed my business. Maybe it's better now, but I still can't recommend it. 2. I need a software that can send automated texts to clients 24 hours before their next appointment. Having those automated texts has been a game changer. There's no doubt that clients cancel less when you have this scheduling feature built in. This isn't built into Square's app, you have to pay extra for that, which is kind of icky to me, to be honest. Also, their keyed-in transaction fee or stored credit card fee is fairly high, so that also doesn't work for me either. The third thing I want in a scheduling and payment collecting app is an affordable price tag. Running a small business is pretty costly, there's always things that need to be addressed, and I don't want my scheduling and payment software to be one of my biggest expenses. Unfortunately, this is where Mindbody loses me. As good as it is, it's just significantly more expensive than the competition. You're looking at $129 to $599 monthly, depending on what you need. For a small studio like mine with 6 trainers and a handful of different services, I'd be spending closer to the $599 monthly. At the end of the day, I really can't justify that price because Acuity and Vagaro seem just as good as Mindbody, but at a fraction of the cost. Either of these two will cost you around $25 to $100 monthly, depending on what you need. Because of that, these are my 2 top picks for scheduling and payment software. I specifically played around with Acuity before making this video, and I was pretty impressed. It was very intuitive and overall a lot better than it used to be. Still think I prefer Vagaro a bit as it was designed for health and wellness businesses, and because of that, it just tends to work really well for them. But at this point, I'd recommend either one. I've been using Vagaro in my studio for about 5 years, and it's been awesome the entire time. It's great for scheduling clients and processing payments. To be honest, there's not really any downside to it, and it's not expensive, which is a nice bonus. It's got my seal of approval, and if you're going to be running a training studio with multiple trainers or workers, this is the first application I'd try. You won't be disappointed. If you want to try it, use my link down below in the video description. You'll get a month for free. And we'll both get some Vagaro bucks too. So hey, that's pretty cool. Now that we've gone over what I think you should do to schedule clients and collect payments at various points in your career, let's end this video by going over some good rules of thumb. When it comes to collecting payments, I want you to do these 5 things. 1. Be upfront about how much people owe you. Your price is your price. 2. Don't offer discounts. If you want to offer a small student, veteran, or first responder discount, that's cool, but don't give general clients a discount ever. 3. Only have a few options when it comes to services or ways to pay. Too many options is confusing and overwhelming. 4. Make payments seem like no big deal. Regarding your prices, don't ever say something like, I know this seems like a lot, but stay cool and calm about pricing. Your prices are where they are for a reason. 5. Automate as much as you can. You're a trainer, not a debt collector. Automate as many payments as possible. Apps like Vagaro and many of the others make this easy enough. Now, when it comes to scheduling, I want you to do these 5 things. 1. Be firm in the hours that you want to work and the ones that you don't. You're not a robot. You'll need time off too. 2. Schedule your own workouts. If you get busy enough, you won't get your own workouts done unless you schedule them. 3. Have set rules for how your appointments work. Just a few things to think about. Do you have breaks between your sessions? Are your sessions always at the same times? None of these things necessarily matter, but you should have your own rules that work for you and your clients. 4. Have a cancellation and rescheduling policy. In my studio, if someone cancels less than 24 hours before their next appointment, unless they have some kind of crazy emergency going on, they do lose that session. 5. Set people up with reoccurring appointments whenever possible. Some people's schedules won't allow for reoccurring appointments, but the more clients you have with set schedules, the easier your life will be. Bonus, confirm your client's next session time before they leave the facility. You don't want to be spending tons of time texting back and forth with clients to make sure they have the right session time. It's best to handle as much of that as you can while they're still in the facility. So hopefully all of you watching got some good insights from all of this payment collecting and scheduling talk. Do any of you have questions about anything that we went over? If you do, make sure to leave those in the comments down below. As always, I will respond to you. And if you haven't done so already, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel, because both of those things really do help the channel to grow, and that does allow me to create more free content for all of you. Thanks for watching, everyone, and until next time, stay sorta healthy.